Top Gun Maverick is directed by Joseph Kosinski and stars Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, John Hamm, Jennifer Connelly, Ed Harris, Lewis Pullman, Monica Barbaro, and Val Kilmer. This is the sequel to the 1986 hit Top Gun, and this movie is set 36 years after the original film, where Tom Cruise's character of Maverick comes back to Top Gun, or the United States Navy Strike Fighter Tactics Instructor Program, to confront his past and to train a group of younger test pilots, or fighter pilots for that matter. This movie, from start to finish, is great. The initial release date for this movie was July of 2019, but it was pushed back to film more action sequences. But then the pandemic happened, and then it was pushed back even more, close to 3 years, and it finally came out Memorial Day weekend, 2022. From start to finish, this movie is great. The opening sequence of this movie is a shot-by-shot reminiscent of the opening sequence in the first movie. You have the lighting, you have the aspect, you have Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone. When you hear that come up on the screen, you can't help but feel giddy and smile. I did. I felt giddy. I smiled. I was having a good time right as soon as the opening credits were coming up on screen. Tom Cruise is great as Maverick. The nostalgic aspect to it, he's more older now, as you can see, he's more mature, but he's still haunted by the death of his friend Goose in the first movie, played by Anthony Edwards. Now, Miles Teller as Rooster, Bradley Bradshaw, the son to Anthony Edwards' character in the first movie, is really good. He's really reminiscent of that character with the mustache, the look. If you do certain angles and you put side by sides between Anthony Edwards in Top Gun and then Miles Teller in this movie, you can tell that they picked the perfect actor to portray that role. Glenn Powell as Hangman is interesting, but he has that egotistical side of him like Val Kilmer had in the first movie as he played Iceman. And Val Kilmer does return as Iceman in this. You think it's only in a picture image? No, Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise do share a scene together, and they actually wrote into the movie the cancer diagnosis that Val Kilmer has in real life with throat cancer, and he does speak softly in this, and it's really, really fun to see. It's an emotional scene between Iceman and Maverick, and it's really, really heartfelt. Now, the other characters in this movie of Bob, Hammer, Phoenix, Warlock, Payback, Fanboy, Coyote, it's, Hondo, it's great. All these names are great. The character that Ed Harris plays, Admiral Kane, who goes by Hammer, is only in the movie for 5 minutes. 5 minutes tops. And I wanted more of Ed Harris, but, you can tell he was pushed a little bit aside. But then John Hamm's character that he plays as Cyclone, or Vice Admiral Bo Simpson, is the actual villain in this movie, in my opinion. He just doesn't want Maverick to do certain things and, do other aspects of things. And it's really interesting seeing John Hamm go toe-to-toe with the likes of Tom Cruise in this movie. Now, the underlining story is that the Navy pilots must try and stop this uranium area from going, launching, and they must destroy this tactical thing. It's subtle, it's simple. They have to test run, they have to do certain things, and under certain minutes, who can do it, who cannot do it, who's your wingman, who will be this wingman. I liked it. This was a fun time at the movies. I do want to say this is the sequel of all sequels. This is on par with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is on par with Aliens. This is on par with all those big sequels you think that are better than the first one. This is better than the first one. The action is upped great, and the flying of the F-18s, and even you see the F-14 in this from the first movie, and the way the F-18s, you see the cinematic aspect, the flying. Tom Cruise definitely flew these aircrafts, as well as some of the actors, and the close-up shots and everything. You can see that they were doing this, and it's fun because you want that realistic look and feel to it. It's great, but it was also tension building. You didn't know what was happening. And the way the story was written, you think something was going to happen to one of these characters, and it kind of did. But the way it progressed over and over was really, really fun. This was a fun time at the movies. I had a blast, It was a solid sequel. And, you know, it's great. You hear the overture of Danger Zone in the beginning. You hear that Top Gun Maverick theme song that he has, his own theme music he has. And it's great. You have the aviators, you have his jacket, the motorcycle he rides. It's fun, it's simple. Jennifer Connelly wasn't too bad. She was just the love interest of Tom Cruise's character. I feel like if you take that aspect of the movie out and just edit the scenes where it goes from seeing Tom Cruise with the younger recruits, and then you see him with Jennifer Connelly, and it goes back to him training them. I feel like if you take out the love interest and maybe just put in 2 scenes of it, maybe in the beginning, a little bit in the end, and then put everything else together, it would have been a well done flow movie. But other than that, this is a fun time at the movies. I really, really recommend seeing Top Gun Maverick. Some might say, oh, Top Gun 2. Well, yeah, it's Top Gun 2 because it is Top Gun 2. It's the sequel. But the way the story was and the way it's crafted, where Tom Cruise's character of Maverick is dealing with this, still the death of Goose on his conscience, and he pulled the papers for Rooster because his mother, Rooster's mother, told Maverick to do so because he didn't want, after what happened to his father, to happen to him. It was all foreshadowing there. It was in the mind of Maverick, in the back of his head for 36 plus years. And there are archival footage of Anthony Edwards, there's archival footage of Val Kilmer, Meg Ryan, and it's great. There is the beach volleyball scene in this, but it's more so football with offense and defense playing together. The scene of You Lost That Loving Feeling, where Tom Cruise sings in the original, is not in it, but there's a callback to when Anthony Edwards is singing Great Balls of Fire in the first movie. His son does it in this one, and it's touching, and then Tom Cruise just thinks about it. Maverick is just thinking about it. It's great. The dynamic between everything is great. The characters were great. I loved it. And seeing them try and do this mission was really, really fun. I feel like certain characters should have had more screen time, like the character of Phoenix. I loved her. She was a great addition to this. And, it's great. It was fun. It was fun. And I feel like a certain amount of characters had a good amount of screen time, but just enough. The movie is more Maverick focused. It's more Rooster focused. It's, John Hamm, it's Jennifer Connelly. And, if we got more Ed Harris, if we got more other, of the younger actors, it would have been fun. But for what we got, it was really, really good. This movie is also dedicated in the memory of Tony Scott, who directed the first movie. He died tragically. If you don't know how he died, just look it up. I don't want to go into detail or how that, just out of respect to him as a filmmaker and a director. But this movie was fun. It was great. And I feel like it's going to be big and break box office records like crazy. Hey, who knows? This could be Tom Cruise's biggest sequel of all time. We'll find out. For me, Top Gun Maverick gets 5 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Top Gun Maverick. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Do you think it's better than the first movie? Or does the first movie stand on its own as being the best of all time and best of the 80s? And do you think it matches up with this one? Or is this one far superior? And does this sequel match up with the greatest sequels of all time? And do you think this is Tom Cruise's best movie? If not, let me know what Tom Cruise's best movie is. And also let me know what rating you would give Top Gun Maverick. And let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you guys in the next review video.